Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for 6 things that we learned from Chelsea 1, Inter Milan 1, the final pre-season friendly. I have got sweat all over my face. I am watching in the sun on the rooftop of my hotel in Miami Beach, and we are about to hit 300,000 subscribers here on the George Benson Football Channel. So, final game of pre-season, final match review. Please do subscribe so you don't miss anything going into the new season. And whilst you're here, please do smack a like on this video. Chelsea managed to steal a draw at the very end, but to be honest, there was nothing stealing about it. It would have been Inter Milan stealing a win. Because to be quite honest, when we talk about the balance of this football match, it really wasn't that much of a competition whatsoever, to be fair, because Inter Milan got very lucky with the goal that they scored. It's a fantastic goal from Marcus Thuram. Basically the only time they really had a chance in the whole match, apart from I think DiMarco forced a good save out of Robert Sanchez towards the beginning of the second half. But overall, it was very much a friendly. It was very pedestrian, it was relatively slow. Chelsea were looking to inject a bit of pace and a bit of urgency into the build-up. And I think when you look at the players that came on at half-time, Nkunku, Palmer, even Jackson in the second half, the movement changed from Chelsea. We looked more fluid. There was a lot more dynamism with the attack. Cole Palmer playing on the right wing. We've learned that today. This isn't one of the boxes, by the way, in the 6 things we learned. But Palmer's able to come inside where we saw him drift so often last season. We've heard Maresca say so far in the early phases of pre-season that Cole Palmer would have more of a central role this season, whether that is one of the central 8s, whether that is as a number 10, probably not as a striker. Hopefully, when you've got Jackson, you've bought in Omarodion, and you've got, I think Victor Osimhen's agent might have been at the stadium today. I'm not entirely sure. I can't verify that, as I'm not sure if that was just an old picture and someone's just trying to get clicks from it. But he might have been there today, so you never know about the Osimhen signing still. But there were evident things today where I think this season with Chelsea, as much as this was a 1-0, I genuinely think that my biggest takeaway from this pre-season is that there are going to be moments this year where we might concede a lot of goals in a game, but I absolutely think that we have got the ability and we have got the quality down the other end to potentially outscore opponents, even if we concede 2 or 3 goals in a game. Because going forward, we look fantastic. And defensively, well, at this point in time, I am seriously concerned. I don't know who the best defenders are. I'm not sure if it is just simply like a naivety with a new system that we keep getting caught out. And to be honest, it's not like we've played against rubbish teams during this pre-season. I mean, Wrexham are in League One, Celtic, no disrespect to them, Club America, but then Man City, Real Madrid and Inter Milan. That's 3 of the strongest sides in the whole of Europe here. And for Enzo Maresca, we clinch a draw at the end of this one, but we were competitive against Real Madrid, not brilliant. Got battered by Man City, but again, it's like individual errors, individual moments, and it's good to see that the way that Chelsea aren't winning matches isn't because we're not matching the opposition. It isn't because we're not as good as the opposition. It's organisation, consistency within that organisation, and learning a brand new system that is going to take some time to perfect and get the best out of. So, without any further ado, I want to start with a green box in this video today for Mark Gu, who I've spoken a lot about during this pre-season, but this guy is an absolute menace. And we talk about Chelsea wanting to sign Victor Osimhen, we talk about Samu Omarodion coming in, very young, youthful striker, to add to the 18-year-old Mark Gu. I think he's 18 or 19. But the way that this guy fights for every single ball, I think if you've got VAR, it could go against you because you could argue that there's been flailing elbows, you could argue that there's been like, not quite headbutts, but he goes in with such determination and aggression to every tackle. He set the tone for his Stamford Bridge debut within 2 minutes by making sure he charged down the last man. It was a goal kick to Inter Milan, but the way that this guy fights is amazing. And I think at such a young age, when you've got this, like, he got kicked in the face earlier in the second half, kicked in the mouth just before he came off. And he's there and he's being offered a hand up and he's like, no. He gets up by himself. Like, I just really like him. I think he could be such an exciting player for us. And at €6 million, it's going to go down as an absolute bargain. I think Mark Gue could be a great player for us, even in and around the squad this season. When you look at his build, he's a strong guy, and I saw him up very close in the flesh during this pre-season. And for an 18-year-old to be like that muscly and that strong and able to actually use his body to get in between defenders, make the runs, I think we've got a serious player on our hands here, and I'm excited to see him develop as we move forward. Box number 2, unfortunately, this is the real negative here. And to be quite honest, I think this pre-season, they say that football is a game of two halves, but in Chelsea's case, in pre-season, it's been about the positions. Defensively, we look pretty awful. We're much better organised in the second half, but Inter Milan didn't offer anything, so we didn't have to do anything. It was just about the balance and how we use the ball to progress up the field and go forward. But defensively, we just don't concentrate. And at this level, against these kind of opponents, it's only ever gonna get harder, because we're gonna play up against Premier League teams who are either fighting for their lives at the bottom of the table, sit back for the whole match, and then when they get that one opportunity, like Inter Milan did today, will Chelsea be switched on? Or you're gonna come up against the Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Man Cities, who will be relentless with the way that they press, will create loads of chances. Do we have the quality to deal with that coming at us? And at this point in time, I'm worried. I think we've made some brilliant acquisitions going forward. We've got amazing attacking players in Nkunku, Palmer. These guys are phenomenal. Nicholas Jackson's record last season, sensational. Mark Gue looks great. Omarodion, massive build, could be exciting. The potential of another striker and a forward coming in. Like, we're going to be blistering going forward, but is there enough quality at the back right now? I'm not sure. We've also got to remember that Cole Will was out injured from March onwards after the injury against Brentford. Wesley Fofana was out for over a year. Tosin is new. I was impressed with Renato Vega when he came on, by the way. But let's move now into box number 3. I'm trying to somehow figure out what to do here about this phone overheating. But box number 3 is a green box for Christopher Nkunku. This man is just pure class. The overhead kick, if that would have gone in, then it would have left Chelsea fans salivating between now and Manchester City. There'd have been so many things that would have got us off our seats and got us excited for what is to come. But I think despite not beating Inter Milan today, I think despite still struggling creatively at times, I think this is a massive, massive moment moving forward to see just how sharp Nkunku has been this pre-season, just how sharp he was today off the bench, and most importantly, the fact that he didn't start, but yet you can feel the energy around Stamford Bridge. You can feel the energy of the players. When Nkunku comes on, they know there's someone there that can create something out of nothing, that can provide a moment of magic. And as much as Cole Palmer has also come on today and he's looked bright, he's looked good, the fact that it's not all going to be just expected just of Palmer now. You're going to have Nkunku to share that workload as well when it comes to what he does in the final third. It's very exciting indeed for Chelsea Football Club. Box number 4 is a yellow for Mudryk. And weirdly, Pedro Neto signs today, and that is obviously a massive bonus, a massive positive. But I feel as though today was like an audition for Mudryk. Can he really impact the game? Can he change the way that we attack? Is he direct? Does he have confidence? And I'm going to say, like, overall, it seems like I have like a bit of a Mudryk agenda. I don't have an agenda. I want him to succeed and be good more than anything. I really do. I like him, but the problem I have with him is just like, I feel as though there's, and it's not easy for someone else to say this about someone else, but I'm going to say it anyway. I feel like there's like an element of imposter syndrome. And if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, I won't go giving you dictionary definitions, but I'll say it's like an inability to have the belief in your own ability. And I feel like that's the way Mudryk plays. What he's so good at, what we see in all the highlight reels that we saw before we signed him, is that he's so quick. He can take players on. He loves standing up a defender, beating them for pace, cutting inside or having a shot and scoring. When he shoots, it goes like 10 yards over the crossbar. When he could take a player on, he goes backwards. And it's just like, I think it's all there, But almost every time he makes the wrong decision. Apart from a couple of times today where he made some really nice final third passes. I wanted it to be a green, but the fact of the matter is, I just think too often he just gets it wrong. And that's why box number 5 is a green for Pedro Neto, who was announced today. And this isn't just the like agenda against Mudryk and let's just hype Neto. But the fact of the matter is, Neto is a provider. Neto gets assists. Last season for Wolves, until that injury, he provided so much in that Wolves attack. And I think that's what we need. If you've got Jackson through the middle, or Gu, whoever it's going to be, Nkunku, Palmer and Neto, I mean, that is just a sensational attack for Chelsea Football Club. It's so exciting to see what we could become if these players can stay fit. If your Neto stay fit, Jackson, Nkunku. Palmer doesn't seem to, touch wood, it's actually metal, but you know what I mean, doesn't seem to have injury issues as an issue for him. So box number 6 is an unsung hero of Chelsea's pre-season who has saved it from being 5 losses and a win, and he's got us 2 draws. Leslie Ugochukwu might be going under the radar as a very good little Chelsea player, you know. I don't necessarily think he's going to have much to do this season. I'm also not going to get carried away because I know that a lot of players can perform in pre-season, then they're either on loan tomorrow morning or they're sold tomorrow morning or they're just not very good the next season. But I think the way that he looks forward all of the time, Ugochukwu, I'm going to go under this to finish this video off. He's always looking to go forward. He's always strong in a tackle. I genuinely think he's a decent player and I'm impressed with him, and he gets the equaliser today. I don't think you guys can see me here. For Chelsea. And in the end, we deserved at least a draw from this game. I think we were good. I think we deserved to win. But let me know your 6 things that you learned from Chelsea 1, Inter Milan 1 in the comments down below. Thank you guys for 300,000 subscribers. I think we're going to hit it pretty soon after I upload this video. So a massive thank you to all of you that have supported the channel. Come on, you Blues.